Hello, good people. Hello, and welcome back to another car conversation or a podcast. The podcast Make America Think Again with Vaughn. Welcome all who can hear my voice, to all the souls that are listening or watching wherever you might be. So today I wanted to talk about the Hurricane Helene lies. Let's discuss the lies because, I literally had to have this conversation with my 86-year-old, I believe he told me he was 86-year-old neighbor the other day because he believed that the Biden administration had told or was not sending any FEMA money to victims of Hurricane Helene. And that is absolutely, unequivocally untrue. And you know what's really sad? That we even have to do this, that we even have to have these conversations. It's really sad that there has been a menace to society, a menace to our society, that it has been like a virus or a wart on America, and it just will not go away. We've got one last time to treat it, and I hope everyone shows up to vote against this enigma, this back to the topic at hand. So 45 has gone out and said that Biden is not giving any money to areas that are heavily Republican populated. Absolutely false, unequivocally not true. Um, but I will tell you what is true. What is true is back in 2019, when here in California, we were suffering from wildfires, 45 was sitting in the Oval Office and deciding whether or not he should give FEMA funds or allow any sort of relief funds to come to the state of California, because the popular vote in California did not go to him. He literally had to be shown the numbers of the people from Orange County, because Orange County is heavily red. He had to be shown the numbers from Orange County to be convinced to release money, release funds for people who were suffering from the wildfires. So when he says Biden is not sending money to heavily Republican areas, just understand it's projection. It's projection. Every accusation is a confession with this individual. So what he did in 2019, he wants to say that that's actually what Biden is doing now. The second thing he said is that all the FEMA money, Biden has used the FEMA money for individuals who are coming and migrating to this country. Number one, that's not how money works in any organization. Now, his bankrupt organizations, maybe that's why they were bankrupt. I'm just saying. But in any other organization, money is specifically allotted for certain things, and it can only be used for those things. So Biden could never, nor could any president, well, now that SCOTUS has kind of changed the rules, we'll have to see how things go moving forward, but nor has any president previously been able to just move money from different places besides 45. Because here's what 45 did. 45 took, let me get the number straight, $155 million. $155 million from relief funds at a time when there was a hurricane. Okay, when America had been hit by hurricanes, during that same time, he took $155 million away from emergency funds and put it towards detention camps for people immigrating to this country. He did that. So once again, he's accusing the Biden administration of doing exactly what he did. If you don't remember anything other than this one sentence just explains this individual. Everything that comes out of his mouth, number one, is going to be a lie. Number two is going to be projection. So just a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, I mean, time is flying by. But when he was saying, Kamala's, he didn't use low IQ, but he said mentally challenged or something like that. Those are things that he actually feels about himself, that he's projecting onto her, because he can't internally deal with the fact that he's slow. Okay? So he wants to project that onto somebody else. That's the same thing he's doing here. The things he actually did, he's saying that the Biden administration has done, and they have not. They have not. This is a lie. $45 million, as of the last time I checked, has already been dispersed to areas impacted by Hurricane Helene. Now let's look at the other facts of what's happening in those areas. Right now, or last time I checked, the death count was 200 plus people. 200 plus people are deceased. Many are still missing. Family members cannot find their family members. Friends cannot find their friends. Roads are completely cut off. Towns have been completely decimated. Like they're no longer there. They don't exist anymore. And a lot of these people, the majority of these people, didn't have flood insurance. Those that survived, those that still have a structure of a home that they can try to rebuild, they didn't have flood insurance, because you're talking about areas that are so far inland. Who's thinking about flood insurance? Even though there was a river that ran through there, who's thinking about flood insurance? Because they're not accustomed to hurricanes. Now, I am. I grew up in Houston. So accustomed to hurricanes, survived some horrible hurricanes. And this hurricane is being compared to Katrina. And let me tell you, after Katrina happened in New Orleans, when Rita came around, we got the fuck out of town, because we saw that devastation. We not only saw it, on every media outlet, but we had people that were being relocated to Houston. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Relocated to Houston. And we're literally down the street from me, because I lived in the medical center, literally down the street from me in the Astrodome, being housed in the Astrodome. So people who grew up in those types of areas, those coastline areas, and people who are accustomed to, tropical storms and hurricanes, we're going to be prepared. And we know how to prepare. We know how to prepare. You have people in Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, like these people all through that area that were impacted. This is not something that they routinely deal with. So I even understand the calls and the fear that somebody is not going to show up to help them like the day after, because this is not anything that they're accustomed to. But being a person who is, I know that emergency crews have to wait till the waters recede a bit before they can, come in on the ground. Yeah, you got some helicopter rescues and things like that, but they can't die in the process of trying to rescue you. I mean, what would be the point? Nobody's helped in that situation. So I understand the pleas and the cries from the people in these areas, and their fear that no one was coming for them, or no one was coming to, going to help out and support them. But this is not true. People do not believe and buy into these lies. Now, what I want you also to pay attention to is how Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham, to the airwaves to in a panic or look like he was about to cry. Why does he always look like he's about to cry? I just don't understand it. But he literally took a pivot from being asked about the people in South Carolina and basically said, like, yeah, I'm tired. I've been all over South Carolina. Nobody's got any sleep. But what about Israel? What about our friends in Israel? Like, dude, really? Really? Is that APAC money that good to you that you can't spend 5 minutes on Americans that are suffering in your state? Really? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And here's the last thing I want to say on this. With the recent ruling from SCOTUS in regards to presidents having absolute immunity, the things that 45 actually did, that he's accusing the Biden administration of doing, provided another opportunity he could actually get away with under the SCOTUS that we have right now and Project 2025. So I really want you to look at this situation and think about how, if the tables were turned, all the things that are coming out of this individual's mouth, please understand, these are not only things that he would do, but that he has already tried to do. Well, he took the money from FEMA for the detention centers, but he tried to get around giving California money for wildfires because he didn't feel that there were enough people that voted for him. The narcissism and the sociopathology is just off the charts with this individual. I want you to think about this. I want you to look at this situation. I want you to, number one, help out as much as you possibly can the people of Tennessee, the people of North Carolina, Georgia, all the people that have been impacted by Hurricane Helene. And then secondly, I want you to look at this situation and I want you to vote accordingly. Because 45 right now is telling you through projection what he would be doing if he were in office right now.